What is going on? Oh my God, no. Look out.
When I put in my shirt, it will happen. I don't have to.
Hey guys, we'll be getting started in 1 minute. Ricky and I are on the phone with Jordan Brock from corporate, and we'll be right back. Good evening, everyone. Hey, Ricky, we're on the team Zoom. Jump on. Good evening,
I'm
everyone.
on the team Zoom too, buddy. Can you hear me?
So, guys, Ricky and I just got off the.
Don't
let me-
mute their speaker here.
So if you would send out any last minute texts, I know that it's 9:02 already. A lot of people aren't used to us doing the try or the two night a week Zooms, but we did this for all the people that are on the West Coast where they have a Zoom to plug into, and then we do the 7 o'clock for the people on the East Coast on Thursday night. So one, we appreciate everybody jumping on board. If you would, send out a last minute text for the people that might not be in the habit of jumping on the Zooms. And Ricky and I are going to be sharing some information, but some information we're not actually allowed to share yet, which later on in the week you're going to be hearing some pretty amazing announcements just with a lot of the things that are going on. Ricky and I just literally were on the phone with Jordan Brock, who was the CEO of Sharing Services, but now has like a co-CEO role with JT. But just hearing the people that are coming to the table and that have partnered with us, that will be announced with press releases and all that in the coming days. Some amazing things. And when you hear their background and what they've done in the past and see their resume, just to hear all the things that have already changed over the last week since this has come into fruition, a lot of things behind the scenes that you might not see. It's really, really, really exciting. Ricky, how did you feel after hearing from Jordan just some of the things that are coming, even though he was very careful on what he was telling us?
No, I feel great about everything that's going on, guys. And I'm really excited about this. And I'm going to go ahead and share this information with you guys. But you guys have to keep this hush until Wednesday, okay? We're going to have a webinar Everybody needs to go register. It's available in your back office. There was an email that was sent out today. So be sure you register for the webinar. I think it's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. But we're pretty excited. All of us have been talking about this for a while. And I think that it's better for us to move into this direction. And obviously corporate thinks so too, okay, guys? So instead of, digging down into these SOS trainings, we're going to start doing Super Saturdays, meaning we would still have the opportunity Zoom on Friday like we do. And then on Saturday, we would have a Super Saturday. And having us, the leaders in the company, start traveling around to different places to you guys. So, and the event costs, there won't be much of an event cost at all, if there's any cost. Okay, so that's a big plus. If we're building the business, why should we be paying all this money to go to a training, right? To build a company, So Robert O'Blien is very adamant about, making it affordable so our people can be trained, at no cost to you guys. So that's coming. That's super exciting. Jordan Brock pretty much told us to keep our mouth shut until Wednesday, obviously Thursday, then we can recap on the rest of it. But a lot of exciting stuff going on. Shipping, I know we're at the tail end of it. There's still some orders that are missing and stuff, but I've been talking to Sean directly myself, and we're at the tail end of that. So once we get the codes, the coding on our products, and we get this to golds, everything's going to be running a lot smoother. So, and once that happens, then it's going to be full blown, to where we're getting product within a few days. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for being patient with us. This has been very challenging for all of us, not just us, all of you guys, because without you guys, we wouldn't have a company. We wouldn't be a business. We wouldn't have massive scale. And I want you guys to know that we appreciate you and we love you guys, and things will get a lot better. Just know that we are on the grind every single day, trying to better the company every single day. It's just like Chris was saying the other day. Imagine, if, let's see, Leo. Let me use Leo because I see him. He's on my screen. And I've used you on this before. Imagine your wife being pregnant. Y'all are expecting one baby, and then you have quadruplets or octuplets. You know what I mean? We're grinding. We're upscaling. It's exciting, though, because everybody wants our product. And they're getting mad because they're not getting a product because our product is that good, okay? But more exciting things coming. I believe the Hemplavate, we're probably about 30 days out or so before launching the Hemplavate. And I got wind of the next product is going to be a CBD oil drink, lemonade drink, okay? About this, so y'all get me in trouble, okay? But it's going to be a CBD oil drink, lemonade drink, okay? Guys, we have over 20 products that are waiting to hit the market. But of course, with everything going on, we want to make sure shipping is straight. And once we get shipping straight, customers are happy, and then we can start rolling out different products to the marketplace. So you guys are here at the right place at the right time. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to pass the call back over to Chris.
Awesome, guys. So just to let you know, behind the scenes, Ricky and myself have been on the phone with, we're not only talking to Mark and Judy every day, multiple times. We're talking to Wes Benson, who's the head of the Founders Advisory Board. And, all the ideas and the things and the input that you guys are giving us on what you're seeing in the field is all being shared. So what you see, what you're feeling is all being shared. So just want to let you guys know that your thoughts, your belief systems, your input does matter, and that it's not taken lightly when, if one person was saying one thing and it's against what everyone else is saying, then, hey, that might not be something that we're going to go bring to everybody. But many people have been on the same page in some recommendations, just to let everybody know. The free sample on the shareables, I couldn't even think of the word, is being removed. So where we're not having to explain that, all right, well, you're paying shipping in hand, because we know that some people are selling their samples. That was shared by multiple people. That was brought to the Founders Advisory Board, and that's now being shifted and moved. Maybe the kits or the shareables, they're working on getting more shareables for the same price. They're working on different things to basically make it the best, most affordable / best tools for us moving forward. So just to let you know that things are very flexible in the way that they're going, and we're constantly trying to better and better and better everything that we're doing, everything that we're a part of, we're trying to make better. So we are behind the scenes, all the leaders. We're talking to all of the leaders all of the time. So all of the input that's being shared, that you're sharing with your leaders and then they're sharing with us, we're basically going and we're sharing that information with the Founders Advisory Board as well. So there's a lot of great things that are coming into play. Guys, when you all hear who has partnered with us, you've heard about, how we're being, many of us really connected with Larry Thompson and his training. And, that was part of the mindset of going with the Super Saturday model. So where, one, it's affordable for everyone, where clearly when we talked about SOSs, it was really only for people that were ready for the next level or whatever. It wasn't really designed for everyone. And the reason why is because there was a lot of different information that was being put out there. Well, the Super Saturdays are going to be very, for everyone. So where you're going to be able to get guests there. You're going to be able to basically get your entire team there. We're not going to have to worry about how much is it going to cost to get them there. Like Ricky shared, if anything, it's going to be a very nominal fee, just maybe cover the room, depending on how many people we have going. So with that being said, it's going to be something where we're going to be able to go into a market and put 100 people in a room with no problem whatsoever. So with that being said, guys, let's focus, on the system. What are we doing? We talked about how we're going to be going into this more and more. Ricky and myself, as well with Ian and Massini and Carol Storms and, all of the different leaders that we have, Robin and Sharon. I mean, I could just go on and on and on and on and on with all the different leaders that we have. But let's just say the Platinums and above, we've been in communication about really getting back to the basics, really getting down to the core of what helped us build this thing so big, so fast. And guys, we have to make sure that we're really promoting. I talked to Carol Storms earlier this morning, and she shared with me about a post that she made that had to do with a lifestyle situation that she was able to make a decision based on the income that she had coming in because of Elevasi. For those of you that don't know Carol, she's not only been very successful in the traditional world, from pharmaceutical sales to owning businesses, running businesses, to having much success in the network marketing industry as well. But she shared a post, and what she was sharing is how facts tell, stories sell. And guys, we don't have to go out there and post a bunch of stuff about coffee to be able to attract people to what we're doing, right? And I don't believe in faking it till you make it. I don't believe in being braggadocious and different things. In fact, many days when we go out on the boat, like on the weekend, if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you better believe that if I'm not out of town, I'm out on the boat, right? But a lot of times I'm not posting videos from out there because I don't want to make it look like people start to perceive things is that all you do is play. That's not thinking about all the time that I'm on the phone until way late at night, from 6 o'clock in the morning, many days till, the wee hours, right? Not including the Zoom calls that we did and continue to do in Australia and places like that, where, you know, we literally have done calls at, you know, waking up at 2:30 in the morning and doing a Zoom at 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning, right? And, you know, because we did that is the reason why we're able to play and have the fun and do the things that we're able to do now. We put the time in, but let's be very clear. A home-based business is a business, and you do have to work. So you want to basically share lifestyle stuff, but you don't want to make it seem like, you know, everything is just a big party and a big joke and you never work, right? So guys, how do you do that and still be able to attract people with even a part-time business? Because many people have jobs. If you've listened to the audio of building, the Jim Rohn, somebody say that I think it's building your, I keep mixing it up. Last week I was saying your first year in network marketing, but it's Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business.
Yes.
Okay, that's it, right? Thank you, Melissa, because it's just blowing my mind. So with that being said, guys, in there, he talked about the story that he created was his part-time business. And he said that when he was able to go full-time, it kind of messed him up because he could no longer say, wow, it's amazing what this little part-time business has done for me. You know, so Carol shared a story on because of this part-time business. She might not have put part-time business, but she said because of this, she was able to do ABC. And I'm not going to say what it was and all that, but she had well over 100 people that commented on that post. And out of that, what she shared with me is that she had multiple customers that enrolled. And I believe as of this morning, I believe she said it was like 4 promoters off of that one post. And she called me to say, you know, it's true, facts tell, stories sell. So guys, we can share a story. We have children that are talking to us. That's so kind of you. So with that being said, I got you muted, don't worry. With that being said, our stories of what the part-time business has created for us can help you attract more people to what you're doing. So what if you made a post like, oh my God, I have so much gratitude for my part-time business that it's allowed me to do ABC. So guys, little posts like this can do amazing things to attract people. And we also talked about something, she had shared a story on how she made a post about, you know, doing the linens, right? And she had so many people come up to her and say, oh my God, when you did that, I now did ABC because of this and that and whatever. And then we shared the story of how my wife went to her high school reunion. And all these people were sharing how they've been watching the videos that I was doing and different posts that I was making on Facebook, but none of them ever comment. And none of them, a lot of times, they might not even like the comment, like the post, but they're watching. So guys, you have the ability through doing things and sharing little stories of how your life has been better because of either the Happy Coffee, which I would recommend, not putting Elevate Coffee and all of that stuff, but sharing, you know, I was talking to someone with Gavin Teague earlier. I did a 3-way call with him earlier, and she made a post like, oh my God, this, I think she called it super something coffee. And she had all kinds of people inboxing her with, what in the world is this coffee thing that you're talking about? She didn't put Happy Coffee. She didn't put Smart Coffee, but she said super whatever it was. I don't even know what it was, but it sounded cool. And people started commenting on what is this supercharged super duper coffee or whatever that she was sharing, right? And she had a bunch of people already wanting samples and she wasn't even in the business. So guys, you can get a lot of people attracted to what you're doing without making a bunch of posts about Elevate Coffee and sharing and trying to sell on your Facebook page. But you can share things like, oh my God, I'm down this many inches and all I did is change one thing. If that's the story, right? Oh my God, I can't believe the energy that I have. No one would have believed that one cup of coffee would do so much, right? Or, something to the effect where you're getting people wanting to find out more without you going into a whole bunch of information. So what is the story that we tell people when we start to create the conversation? Guys, when you say things like happy coffee when you're talking to someone, they immediately start going, happy coffee, what is that? So we can generate conversations with people and start the dialogue to where you can create interest-creating remarks when you're just having normal conversations with people. How have things been? Oh my God, things have been amazing. We just started a little part-time business, sharing happiness one cup at a time. Really? What is that? How do you do that? Have you ever heard of happy coffee? Or have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? And then they're going to go, no, what is that? Now you have permission. Guys, we want to make it to where you're not going, oh my God, you got to check this out. You got to whatever. You want to ask a question and then get them to ask you the question, no, what is that? That way you're now sharing information with them, not pushing information on them. And then asking the question, hey, if I sent you a quick video, would you take a look at it? Right? And then basically, or if I gave you a sample, would you want to try it? Yes, awesome. And then follow up and say, hey, did you check out the video? Hey, did you try the sample? Yes, awesome. Can you see why I'm so excited? Guys, that's a leading question, right? You're leading them to a positive response. Hey, can you see why I'm so excited? Yes, awesome. So what made the most sense to you? What stuck out? And share with them, when they say, oh, this stuck out or that stuck out. And then you just share with them basically, what has you excited? Share a quick story with them. So with that being said, I'm going to open it up. Any leaders want to elaborate on what we're talking about right here? And maybe share some of the little tips that you're using. We have so many leaders on board this call. We have so many people that are doing things that are extremely effective. And let's be very clear. I'm giving you one version. Last week we talked about the number one rule we have is be normal. Don't be a freaking weirdo. Don't all of a sudden be like an expert on coffee and start explaining the chemical makeup of nootropics and all this weird stuff and have your friends start thinking, oh, now my friend's a scientist, right? That's weird. So I'm going to open it up. Who's going to be first?
Me.
Go ahead, Gavin T.
I just like to break the ice. So you just touched on like 50 things that I could like go on a tangent on, whether it be social media or just any of it. But I just posted getting started social media training that I did a few weeks ago in the comments. So if you didn't see that, go watch it. There's some awesome social media stuff on there. I wanted to talk about the shareable packs because I think it's important for people to realize a few different things about it, because a lot of people, they're looking at the shareable packs and they're going, well, $249 for 33 two-day samples, it's cheaper just to do it the way I've been doing it. But what you got to think about is what you're doing that can be duplicated by the next person. Somebody's like echoing hard. I don't know who it is. But you got to think about like the next person. Is it
Hey, Gavin, unmute yourself because I muted everybody.
All right. So I'm finding with the shareable packs that when you share them with someone, and if you use what Chris just taught you with the post on social media, you got to think. You want to be doing one of three things on social media: either educating, entertaining, or motivating. Those are the three things with all of your posts. So you want to mix them up. Like I like to start my day with a motivational post or something that if someone sees it, they're going to go, damn, that made me feel good. Like today's going to be a good day. That's always my goal. Halfway through the day, maybe show what you're doing, reading a book on the beach, sitting by a pool. If you're at work, you're sitting there drinking your coffee, like do something that shows people who you are. But see, I told you I'd go on a tangent. But the point of the shareable packs, when people come to you asking about the coffee or asking what you're doing or whatever the case may be. When you give them a shareable pack and then you're following up with them and you're saying, hey, how'd you like it? 90% of people are going to love it. And then the question becomes, do you just want to be a customer and drink this for yourself? Or do you know other people that drink coffee and do you want to create some extra income? Or are you open to creating extra income? If they say yes to that, which anyone with common sense does, because everybody knows people that drink coffee, and I've never heard anybody say, I have enough money, I don't care about making more, then you literally show them how to do exactly what you just did. Okay, go buy the shareables, go make an attraction marketing post, pique people's interest, and then get the shareables in your friend's hands. So it's doing the same thing. But I think it's important for people to not look at the price tag on the shareables and instead look at the value that you're able to offer others and how that can be duplicated. I mean, if you want to go out and grow a business, everything you do has to be duplicated. If it can't be duplicated, then, why even do it? Like, it might help you, but it's not going to help your team. So I just had a couple people today that they were like, well, the shareables cost extra money. I would rather just do it this way. And I said, well, hang on. You're paying all this for shipping, whereas with the shareables, it's 71 cents every single time. It looks professional. It's duplicatable. You don't have to even open up your mouth. So if you hadn't got shareables yet, I'll just tell you, they're going to change your business. They're going to change your team's business. The new person getting started is going to be getting started right, and they're going to be duplicating really quickly and really excited when they're creating an income by you teaching them what to do. So I wanted to touch on that for what it's worth.
Awesome. Who's next?
I want to add to that. First of all, Chris, thank you so much for having the energy to hold, the Zooms like this for all of us and always inspiring us. So thank you. And Gavin, that was a good point. It's funny, when the shareables was shared at convention, I know there were several people coming up with those questions. These were thoughts that we had. And I know Colt Summers, we talked about it, and we all had a circle, there, and we talked about it. And what we came up with was the shareables are more than just a product. It's also a tool. So when we typically are used to buying magazines to hand out, it's an investment into us and into our business. So the shareables, what I love about them is they're pretty much the same. It's a tool along with the product. And when you break it down, it actually isn't more expensive when you consider the shipping cost. And so when you think about the envelopes that we pay for, the brochures we buy, I don't discount that. Actually, I still like that option. So what I like is options. So I still like to go and get the brochures. I still like, Leo, I appreciate your wife still having that, those tools, because I like options, and that one thing doesn't work for everyone. So I love that we have the dose. What I would love to see is that we have the dose options, the shareable options, but also that we also still continue to have the packs and the brochures, and that we can be versatile, because not everyone is wanting the same message. Like, when I talk to different people, I kind of feel like this would be perfect for the shareable pack, this person. Or, nah, I don't want to give the shareable pack to this person. I think I would like to do it this way with this person. And so for me, I just think that I know that they're going to eventually open up more options for our packs. They're going to bring back some things. And I think most of us are on the same page with that, would like to have those options. But I absolutely love the shareables. I think they're a great tool and something that people, when they get, they're going to value, because it looks very professional. It has directions in it. I'm very happy they're going to take away the free gift out of there. That was something that I also requested, because we need to be able to have the option again to share for free or to sell it if we wish to. So absolutely love that, Gavin. Thanks for bringing that up. And then the one thing I'd like to add too is, when we have a conversation, we're not just asking people if they drink coffee, which is an amazing way to start a conversation, but it's really just becoming a master at asking questions and finding something within the way they talk to you that is a challenge. And then we are considered solution providers. So if we look at that as we are solution providers, we can provide a solution for every scenario. We have the ability to offer someone an opportunity, a plan B. We have the ability to offer somebody a way to have energy. We have the ability to answer people's concerns when they just can't get through the day because, they are home with their kids and they're so tired. And then, so we have the ability to offer them, many different benefits that most average human being wants. So as long as we know we have something that offers energy and appetite control and, all these like better focus, all these benefits that we get when we're talking to somebody and asking them questions, we're going to hear people sometimes like to complain. And they like to tell you their woes sometimes. And the more you ask questions, the more you can find out, how can I provide a solution? And then how can I form a question to them? How can I form it in an answer for them? And for an example would be when you start hearing someone struggling financially, you could always ask them, hey, have you ever thought of a plan B? Do you have a plan B to get yourself out of that situation? And if they say, no, I don't, well, I have one. Would you like to hear about what I do? Or I have a plan B. Would you like to see what it is that I do? Maybe I could share. If you're open, I could share that with you. So basically, it's just be a solution provider, ask questions. It's all about the relationship. And you may not to be able to get on board the first time, but they're watching you. They'll come on later because everybody wants what we have. They want our excitement. They want our benefits. They want our culture. They want our community. And who don't want to join our team, right? Because we all rock.
Robin, you rock.
Thank you.
That was good stuff from both of you.
That was awesome. Hey, guys, I don't know if you've seen that video I posted on the Team Rise page. And I watched it over and over today talking about the bamboo tree. How long does it take for that tree to basically break ground? And it's 5 years, right? Well, after 5 years of that bamboo tree breaking the ground, within 5 weeks, that tree grows to be 90 foot tall. So think about that for a second. If the people that were, nurturing that bamboo tree within those 5 years, if they would have quit putting water and nurturing the trees, those trees would have never grown to be 90 foot tall. So it took 5 years. So guys, that was a pretty good video from Les Brown. And it just goes to show you guys that we just got to keep watering the plants. Basically, like Chris was saying, keep putting attraction stuff into Facebook like Carol Storms did and talk about travel. You don't have to go, hey, buy my coffee every single day. No, talk about what this opportunity has done for your life, how you have a little extra income for a vehicle, whatever it may be. And then people are they're watching every single day. I made that post yesterday on Facebook, and I probably had about a dozen calls of people that have been watching and going, Ricky, what is it that you're doing? And then I started talking to them. I'm not trying to sell them on anything. I just basically expressing how everything has changed in the last 6 months, guys. And it's all because of all of you guys, okay? So I'm not going to take credit for that. You guys know that. I will never do that. But just note that we're here to support you, help you grow your business. And thank you again for staying the course with us. We will get through everything that's going on. We love you guys. Back over to you, Chris. Bye-bye.
Chris, do you mind share something?
Yep.
Yeah, we wanted to say, so everybody had great points on the tips. Gavin was great. Robin, great. Thank you, Ricky, for sharing that about the bamboo tree. And I just wanted to say, Ricky just shared that story talks about 5 years. So I think what would be very important for us to do is, while we have short-term tips that work, and, we're talking about growing our business with shareables, we have all these tools, try and do things and think about the long term, right? Like, for example, Cassandra and I have really been focusing on our health. And maybe that's not duplicatable for everybody, but if you do have health goals, you do have travel goals, you do have certain things like that, it's best to really work on those because you're trying to attract people that want this lifestyle, not to be involved in this business, make a quick 90-day turnaround, make some money and then go moving on to the next thing. So if you're in this for longevity, try and do things that are going to set yourself up for all the things that this business was based on in the first place, right? You want to be happy, you want to travel more, you want to have more time, and you obviously want to have more income. So if you're basing your goals and you're setting yourself up for that as well, it's going to be great. Like you have to have balance, right? You can't just work all the time and get really unhealthy and say, yeah, look, I made a lot of money, but I'm super unhealthy. They're going to say, well, don't you have a health product, right? You can't just focus on your health. You can't just travel. You have to have that balance. So I love Carol's post that really inspired us. What we get a lot too is that because we travel, and this is something that we like to do, we've got a lot of people that were interested. In fact, a lot of our business partners joined because we do that. Again, it may not be the most duplicatable thing right away, but don't compare yourself to others either. Don't say, well, this person did it in this time, so I need to do it in that time. Definitely not. What I want you guys to take away from what we're saying is really work on your health. We are in a health business, right? So if you're in a health business, work on your health, work on the things that you need to do. Maybe there are things that have been holding you back. Break through those barriers because people are watching and they're going to see you triumph, and then they're going to ask you, okay, what's going on? Like Ricky's been, very active in the last little while, and he has very inspirational posts. So I'm sure people that know Ricky as the guy who worked on the oil fields are asking, what are you so happy about? What's going on? So remember that you're networking. You're not trying to sign people up today. There are 90-day cycles where people ask you, it might be 90 days, 120 days, might be a year from now. But as long as you're consistently posting positive things, improving areas of your life where you never have, achieving goals that you never have, people are watching and they're going to reach out to you. So it's only a matter of time before you break through to them. So I hope that serves maybe as some useful information to you guys. I just wanted to speak about the long term versus the short term. Stay focused, stay dedicated, and your business will grow month after month. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Who's next? I know we have a lot of leaders on the call. The silence. Surprised Shane's not jumping on board there. All right, guys. So we've kind of shared. We've shared the message, what we've done. We've shared about facts tell, stories sell. We've shared about creating interest and having people attracted to you. And now let's talk a little bit about the mindset. And guys, there's a balance of having the mindset as well as the skill set, right? Like you can't have, some people are like, it's all about your mindset. And in one sense, it's true. But the bottom line is that we have a vehicle, right? And let's just say it's a 747. You can't get into 747 and never fly a plane and just go, be positive, it'll all work out, right? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you still have to have some sort of skill set, right? So we've shared about having the right skill set and creating the interest. Robin went over a bunch of nuggets in there. Gavin shared nuggets. Ricky shared about the mindset of whatever. Mike shared nuggets. So, everybody's sharing different nuggets, but there is a balance of having a positive mindset and working on your skill set. And guys, we have nowadays, you can go on YouTube and you can find so much information. I recommend going in, like Tom Schreider has a whole audio training that you can find on Facebook. In fact, all of his stuff is great. So again, tonight, why don't you go look up Tom Big Al Schreider. I think it's SCHRIETER, something like that. He has a whole training on the colors and how to be able to read personalities through the colors and how to deal with each personality. He goes into what the strengths are of each personality and what their weaknesses are and how to talk to them. Great, great info. So the point is that every single one of us, no matter where you are today, does not equal where you are tomorrow. And the goal set is to just every single day become a little bit better than what you are today, right? Every day you become better today than what you were yesterday, and better than the day before, and better than the day before. And guys, every single day we need to be sharpening our axe. There's a certain mindset of working on every day, a skill set, and then also spending some time working on the mindset. And guys, because what it really boils down to is your philosophies, your belief system, your perception creates a certain attitude, right? So your attitude and your mindset / perception are going to create the activities that you do. If your mindset sucks, your activities are going to suck, right? Or even, so let's talk about this real quick, right? Communication is 55% physiology, which means the way that we come across, our body language, a smile on our face, changes the whole way that we sound. When you change and you start to smile, your language changes. The way that you're saying something totally changes when you smile. Can y'all hear how like my tonality's changing when I'm smiling? Because when you smile, it puts out a different energy. People are picking that up when you're talking to them. Pay attention to your physiology when you're making a phone call to talk to someone about what we're doing, right? Your tonality changes what the meaning is. Tonality is 38% of communication. So you have physiology, which smiling is your physiology, right? Which changes your tonality, right? Because your physiology is 55% of communication. Your tonality is 38% of communication, but words are only 7%. And so many times people will get on the phone and they're like, well, just tell me what to say and I'll say it. I can tell you exactly what to say, but if you say it the wrong way, it doesn't matter what you say because your tonality or your physiology sucked. And the words don't matter, right? You can say, I'm excited. Did that sound excited? No. It's because my tonality said something different, right? I am happy. What do you mean? You know, no. Our tonality communicates more than the words that we're saying. It doesn't matter what we say, it's how we say it, right? So if your spouse goes, honey, it's dinner time, right? That's like a nice way. Or if they're like, honey, it's dinner time. I just said the same exact thing, didn't I? But does it mean two different things? Absolutely, right? You know, it's like when your parents would call you in when you're out, whether the streetlights came on or whatever your little rules were, right? And you know, based on the tonality, when your parents are calling you from outside, if you're in trouble or if it's a good, hey, honey, come home, right? And all of us know when we get on the phone with somebody, based on their tonality, what's really going on. So the thing is that our tonality doesn't lie, but words can. So it's not necessarily focusing as much on the words, which doesn't make sense to learn a little skill set on, you know, on how to say things and all that. It's so funny. Over the years, I've really worked on, you know, learning all these skill sets on how to use all these leading questions, close-ended questions, and all these things. And I've definitely learned a skill set that, especially when speaking in front of groups or when I was doing group presentations, absolutely helped me on my close ratio dramatically, right? But what I've learned is that as I really, the more I learned about all that stuff, the more I realized that when we're just real and we come from the heart, people can feel it when you come from the heart. People can feel your energy when your tonality and your physiology is sharing from a place of passion. And if I can tell you one thing to work on more than anything over anything else is make sure that your heart is where it needs to be in the business. That your passion is 100% for what we're doing. And your intentions on, like, if you're sitting there with the mindset of I'm talking to this person because I want to get something from them or I want to close the deal, it's not the same as when you're really doing it to bring value to them. Like what Robin shared about the questions and asking people certain questions to get to the question, where you can ask them the question if they're open to a plan B, if they're open to finding out something. But if you're just doing everything to manipulate someone or to get them to buy, guys, that comes across. So yes, you can learn the skill set, but if your heart's not in the right place, it doesn't matter what your skill set is. What you're doing is manipulation. But if you're truly passionate about what we're doing and you're truly passionate about what this product is doing for people and how it's shifting people and literally changing it to earlier with the call I did with Gavin, like she was like, oh my God, I was out of my happy coffee. And I was like, I can't be without him. I mean, people are like freaks about this stuff. I don't know if y'all noticed this. Why do you think we have such a big problem when shipping got behind? Because people want their freaking crack coffee. I'm calling it crack coffee because that's how crack addicts act when they're out of their crack, right? But I mean, guys, people are passionate about this coffee and they literally let you know, like, I can't be out of my coffee, right? So guys, we know we have a product that really works and it really brings value to people. But where is your heart coming from when you're sharing it with people? So if I can tell you any skill set over anything else is you tapping in to why you're doing this. And really ask yourself, you know, what are your intentions? You know, why are you doing this business? Is it just to make a buck? It's funny, you know, I remember being at a big training and when you ask, he asked the room on how many people, you know, join the business for the money. And then how many people join for the product? And it was so funny watching the amount of people that joined for one or the other. And we were doing a different style of marketing, and the majority of people joined for the business in that company. And guys, we have a product that literally does the recruiting for you, that people are coming and sharing this with people because of what the product did for them. They're getting on the product. When I'm doing a welcome call with a 73-year-old lady, and she's and I'm like 73 years old and she's joined the business, never done any of this kind of marketing, but she says, I just felt I had to tell everybody about this because it changed who I was. It made me want to talk to people. It made me break out of my own box. It made me happier just to where I wanted to talk to people. And when you have a product that does that for people, guys, we have something extremely special. And if you can tap into why you're here and why you're doing this, and yes, we do have a lot of people that might want to, you know, make extra income and all that. But if that's your passion, and guys, for many years, it's actually kind of weird that I'm doing a business leading with the product because I've always been a recruiter that led with the business. And why? My passion was I didn't go to college. I have a GED because the school I went to, I went through all 12 grades and my school wasn't even accredited, right? It wasn't even like I would have had to go take some other test or whatever. But the bottom line is like I had one of those good enough diplomas, right? And for me, when people were like, what college are you going to go to, is all I heard when I was younger, when I would talk to certain people, right? I mean, realistically, when was the last time somebody asked you your GPA? Like, does that really matter? But what I was passionate about was the fact that the underdog can win in this style of marketing. That somebody, no matter what your background, you can get started and not have a college degree and be able to create a six-figure income working from the comfort of your home. And what got me really passionate is watching, and we used to every Thursday when I was in that company, the first company I was in, every single Thursday we did trainings in the same room that I'm in right now. I didn't even have couches, right? All back there was all chairs, and I had stacked up freaking lawn chairs. I went and I bought all these lawn chairs because they were stackable. Those plastic, and I literally had 40 people on average in this living room that I'm in right now. And basically, we literally did trainings here where we taught people how to work on matching and mirroring. and how to like communicate and how to approach people and what to say and how to build instant rapport and how to read personalities and all these different things. And what I got really passionate about was showing people how to become a better version of themselves and showing them how they, because a lot of our team back then was a bunch of college students. And we literally were going on college campuses and stuff and asking people, hey, you keep your career options open. Hey, if there was a way to create an extra income while you're in school, would that be something you'd be open to, right? And we just started, we had all these college students, and to watch that group now and where they all are, because they partnered with us, many of them might not be in network marketing anymore, but they own businesses and they're running and doing amazing things. Amazing things. You know, I had he became one of my best friends. It was a 23-year-old college student that ended up living with my wife and I. You know, my kids called him Uncle Lawrence. And it was a black dude that lived with me, you know? And basically we were like brothers. And watching him and where he is now, and this dude was successful back then, but just to watch all the people that were impacted through this whole process and all the people that was what it lit my fire. To watch people like Gavin at 21 years old and to watch all the different people that we have in the team that are literally changing their lives because of what's going on in the free enterprise system is what I got passionate about. And I'm sharing that with you because it's not bad to be attracted to the business side of it. But if your intentions are all about you and they're not about the people, if you just realize what I was sharing right there, yes, we were basically impacting people and raising them and basically elevating them as human beings. And that's what I got passionate about. It wasn't all about the money. Did I get started because of the money? Yes. But where my passion was watching people grow. And still today, that is the thing that drives me. And that was the thing that attracted me to this business, to be able to be a part of something where we can create that culture and to know that many people on this Zoom are going to be actually doing these trainings and in front of the room training people. When we were on the phone with Jordan Brock and he was talking about the fact that, you know, he was talking to Ricky and I and saying like, you guys are going to be doing the training and, you know, the whole mission of what they originally started. He was sharing that this has been a 6-year-long process. And he was sharing kind of the backstory of how all of this started in this conversation we were having. And he was like, you know, and we realized that having the SOS trainings was not lifting up the people that are all doing the business as the rock stars. And what I shared with him, I said, Jordan, it's not about us being in front of the room. What's really going to be the impactful thing to tell us if we're doing a good job is when we're watching our people and our people's people in front of the room doing the trainings. Because, guys, it's not about you. It's not about how good you become, but it's a matter of how many people's lives you affect through the process and how many people are you helping become the best version of themselves. I had a guy working with me. He was a personal trainer. And he worked with me with the company I was with for 5 years. That's the company I left when I got sick and all that other kind of stuff. But the bottom line is I made well over $500,000 in that company. But it wasn't the fact that I made money. It was the fact that I had over 17 people that were making a 6-figure income in our group. We had over 625 people in our team that was earning anywhere from $1,500 all the way up to $20,000 a month. And the thing that really inspired me was to watch this personal trainer. His name was Gentry. And this dude literally, when we started, he couldn't get in front of the room and say 2 words. And to watch him become a fantastic trainer and to be able to get up and move people emotionally is what was so impressive. But guys, what's even more impressive is to know what's going to happen here. To know that in this short amount of time, I was with that company for 5 years and 17 people made a 6-figure income. Guys, we already have over a couple dozen people that are having 5 figure monthly results in this company already, a 6-month-old company with a bunch of shipping challenges and all of the other challenges that we've gone through. And we have all of these people that are earning this kind of income. So what I'm inspired about is to watch all of the people that are going to be lifted up and elevated through this process. The thing that attracted Ricky and I, if you hear Ricky's story and he shares, the reason why he left where he was is because even though he was winning, his people weren't winning. And to come over here and know that we had an open slate, an open canvas. Last week I couldn't remember that word, right? Canvas. An open canvas where we can create a place for people to truly change their lives is just so inspiring to know that we're a part of this. So with that being said, guys, we talked about a bunch of things. Make sure that your heart and your intentions are in the right place. Pay attention to your physiology when you're making phone calls and how you feel about the call, right? And it's not about being nervous. Guys, people don't know anything about Happy Coffee. You can't say the wrong thing because they don't know anything. All you have to do is say it makes you happy. What's in it? All kinds of good stuff that make you happy. You don't have to understand everything. All you have to know is that there's doctors that basically design this stuff that know more than you do. All I know is there's some smart people that made this stuff, and they call it smart coffee, happy coffee, because it makes you happy. That's all I know is when I drink this, I feel amazing. So it's a matter of your energy when you share that, right? So pay attention to your physiology, pay attention to your tonality. So where when you're sharing this, you're coming from a place of excitement, because people won't go across the street to meet somebody, but they will drive for miles to watch somebody fired up. That's just people want to deal with fired up people, right? People want to be around excited, enthusiastic people. Decide to be one. Decide to be one of those people and attract people to who you are. And realize that, hey, do you want to learn the skill set and get your words right? It might make sense to work on your skill set. But again, if you notice, I'm not sitting here using couldn't you, wouldn't you, shouldn't you, doesn't it, isn't it, that makes sense, doesn't it, right? I could basically be using all of these techniques the whole time. And it will have people doing this, but the bottom line is what people buy is passion. And what I try to do is come from my heart and operate in flow. And what I believe in flow is when you're in spirit, right? When you're basically coming from the heart, when you're actually, it's almost like it's not even me talking, it's like someone else talking, that it just comes out because it's coming from a place of passion. So with that being said, guys, get in touch with that. And I believe that's the most important thing I can share with you guys on this call tonight. I know I just went off on a 10-minute rant, but the bottom line is that I really appreciate you guys. I really love you all. And I love the fact that we have so many other leaders, and I'll open it up to any other leaders if they have anything else they want to piggyback on before we close the call. Because I see Sean McLean out there. I know it's a matter of time he's going to open up. Let's see. All kinds of people. Anybody want to share before we close up?
Hey, Chris, I'll share.
Go ahead.
Hey, guys, I really wanted to just stress that, don't compare yourself, guys, to another person. Just go out and do you. Do you better than you did yesterday. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. It's just going to rob you. Celebrate the fact that we are who we are, doing what it is that we're doing, being the best version of ourselves every day, trying to help other people. And, as soon as we start comparing, it doesn't get fun. Just compare you to who you were yesterday. That's all I wanted to say.
Awesome. All right, guys. We've been going for 58 minutes. It's crazy how Ricky and I were like, what are we going to talk about on the call tonight? And then it ends up being an hour-long call, right? So it's crazy what happens when you just get in that flow. But again, I appreciate everyone that brought value to the call tonight. Again, guys, this is your call. This call is not about me talking or Ricky talking or, you know, any of the certain leaders we hear from every single week. Guys, if you have value and you want to basically share some value on what you're experiencing out there, it's your call. You know, raise your hand, say, hey, I want to share some value on this call. And, you know, again, this is your call. It's not our call. This is your team Zoom. So take ownership of that. Take ownership of the company. This is your company. So as we're going through these challenges, guys, take ownership. And I know that it's been very challenging, and we're talking about our hair changing colors and stuff like that. But I will say one thing, that this group is a battle-tested group of leaders, you know, that are going through the challenges. And many times we've talked about, like, you can't handle greatness unless you go through the struggle. Just like muscles don't get big without resistance, neither do you as a leader. So with that being said, we'll close out the call. Everybody have an awesome night.
Hey, Chris.
Yes, sir.
I got to share one more thing before
Go ahead.
we close out the call. And I was reading this this morning whenever I was doing my personal development. If you change 1% every single day for 365 days a year, you have changed 365%. So with that being said, you guys have a good night. Think about that. We love you. We'll see you on the call on Wednesday night for the great news, and on the Zoom on Thursday night. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks for everything, Chris.
Good night, guys. Thank
Thanks,
you very much.
Great Zoom, Chris. Be good, man.
Good night. Great Zoom. I love all